welcome back. It's been a month.
Has it been a month?
It's been a month since I've put up a video. But end of school, beginning of summer, it gets chaotic. Which is really no excuse. I just got lazy.
Yeah. If you're committed, you'll make it happen.
That's what I'm saying. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
It is Sunday. It is Father's Day. Did your boys shower you with love this morning?
Not yet, no.
Did they acknowledge your existence today?
No.
Okay.
But it's only 2, so there's still time left. Hold on, I've got a bikini top.
Oh, she wasn't a bikini top. She was in a bikini top cleaning her boat.
God bless her.
You don't see that often.
At least not here. I think in other parts of the country you see it often.
Or in like certain magazines. I think, don't they still make those magazines with the girls on with the bikinis and the cars and the boats?
Oh, sure, yeah. And in places, I think, where you live in close... Well, we live in decent proximity, but in places that have a lot of lakes and there's a lot of boating activity, I think you probably see that often.
Babes in bikini tops?
I should just make a U-turn and go back and talk to her and ask her if she wants to be on the video.
That's very nice. With your wife in the car.
She could sit right here.
In the middle?
Yeah.
Okay. We may be done with this video now. That's just rude. But we'll continue, whatever.
I've seen videos that start off that way. Hey, what are you doing? Want to earn a quick $100?
Alright. Can we talk about the movie?
I've been waiting.
No, you haven't. You're talking about
Father's Day.
boobs. Alright. Lionsgate sent over Under the Silver Lake. And it comes out this Tuesday, which is, what? Tuesday the 18th. Stars Andrew Garfield. It's a doozy. I've watched it 4 times now.
Wow.
And we just got it last Monday, I think. It's something. It's hard to describe what this movie is. I mean, I guess it's a mystery, sort of.
Yeah.
It's a mystery. Because it does kind of keep you hanging on until the end to figure out what's kind of going on. Essentially, it's about Andrew Garfield's character, who I don't know his name in the movie. Did they even mention his name in the movie?
That's a hell of a question. I don't remember his name if they did.
Yeah, we don't remember his name.
I've only seen it once.
Anyway. The whole movie takes place in Los Angeles, one part of Los Angeles, I guess the Silver Lake area.
Is it even real?
I don't know. I guess I should have looked that up beforehand.
I've never heard of Silver Lake.
LA area. And so he lives there, lives in an apartment. Doesn't have a job. He kind of hangs out on his balcony. He sees this kind of mysterious blonde gal, falls for her. All of a sudden she goes missing after a couple days. And he's like, well, you know, what happened to her? And he believes that she has left clues as to what happened to her, where she is. And so the story kind of takes you through that journey. But it's like a million other things besides that. And I think you could watch this film 20 times and just start to peel back layers of what's going on with this film.
Mm-hmm.
Or different things that are going on in this film.
I think so. I think for certain you pick up things each time you watch it for a while.
Because and the acting is fine. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, on one hand you have kind of this search and this quest of finding something better, the better job, idolizing celebrities, idolizing a better life, idolizing
having more money.
It's just something better.
The grass is always greener.
Which isn't always the case. And I think for anyone who's seen the film, that's shown a couple times not to be true, especially with the songwriter who essentially has everything from someone on the outside. Mansion, all the material items, money. Yet when Andrew Garfield's character, you know, kind of asks him, well, what, you have everything, and then he stops and he pauses. And you remember that in the rest of this guy's mansion, it's empty. There's no family, there's no love, it's very kind of cold. So what are you giving up for all of this? Also with the gal who, Topher Grace and then Andrew Garfield's characters, he had a drone. And he's been spying on this lady, pretty gal who they believe is a lingerie model.
Rockin' body.
And she, once again, apparently has it all. You know, pretty body, pretty face, lives in a nice house. Yet when they spy on her, she's crying, she's sad. So it's not always greener on the other side.
No.
You know, a lot of hidden, you know, and also you've got the whole hidden messages, hidden numbers. What does it all mean? Are there other plays at force going on out there? Messages going to other people, to more important people in pop culture, in songs, in media? Is there all this stuff going on that we don't even realize it?
Well, that's what's cool about this. It brings out... I thought it was a very original movie. I thought it was kind of slow.
It is. It's a slow burn. Yeah.
But it was... I give it an A for originality.
Yes.
It was nice not to see just the same old thing turned out a different color.
Absolutely. And this is by the same guy who directed It Follows, which I enjoyed. I like that one a lot. And I like this one too. If you're looking for something that isn't at the theaters anymore, that isn't a prequel and a sequel and a reboot or all this nonsense that's out there now, give this one a try.
Oh, it's completely original.
Yeah. And then, you know, the little nods, like towards the beginning of the movie, Andrew Garfield's character is chasing these three girls, and they're sitting in they're driving a white, was it a Volkswagen, that brand? Volkswagen Rabbit. So he's chasing the white rabbit. It's the beginning of his adventure, and how far, you know, how deep is he going to get?
That was a good catch, by the way.
Yeah.
It eluded me, because I saw the white car, and I was thinking, that's cool. It's a throwback to high school. But I couldn't remember if it was a golf or a rabbit. And you're like, oh, it's a rabbit.
Yeah. And just who we idolize, and why do we idolize them, and is it all bullshit? Then there's the point that you brought up. I had seen it 3 times, and it never even crossed my mind. Because I couldn't figure out, Andrew Garfield's character has very violent tendencies. He has, I believe, three or four violent breakouts. Now, I can understand being upset about a situation, but he was violent. And by the end of the movie, you're like, yeah, he's a sociopath. I was like, wait, what? Talk about the scene you were telling me about.
Which scene? With the dog biscuits?
Yeah, the dog biscuit scene.
Oh, when he's picked up by the bum king, or whatever they called him.
Yeah, the hobo king.
Hobo king. Just he's been chained up because they find the dog biscuits in his pocket. Mm-hmm. Well, then the dog king has my impression.
Hobo king.
The hobo king thinks he might be the dog killer, which is going to probably end his life.
Yeah.
And so he asks him about why he has the dog biscuits, and he goes into this story about a previous girlfriend and the dog, and the story we've not heard before in the movie. But it was a lie, because he had just picked up the dog biscuits the day before, approximately, and he was walking near his apartment. So at least we saw him looking down at the dog biscuits and picking them up. Maybe he put down a few too many. I don't know. But he made up a complete farce about the dog biscuits.
He did. And then that got me... I'm sorry, did I...
No, I was just going to say, I throughout the whole movie, I've been thinking he's the dog killer.
He could be. When you said that, last night I looked it up, the definition of a sociopath. A person with a personality disorder manifesting itself in extreme antisocial attitudes and behavior and a lack of conscience. Always seems nervous, somewhat agitated, and are quite volatile, lending fits of anger and emotional outbursts. Because of this, they are uneducated and oftentimes cannot hold a job.
Oh.
Which really kind of describes his character.
A lot of it does.
A lot of it does.
they've got no remorse for their actions.
No, not at all. And he didn't. I mean, what he did to the songwriter, which I'm not going to spoil, he didn't seem remorse about that at all. Same with what he did to those kids that were vandalizing.
Yeah, you thought that, and it was over the top.
That was over the top. Yeah.
I can't say, I wouldn't have, because I'd be afraid of the legal recourse, but, you know, one punch, I do get at one level, but then the kid was a little small to have the bejesus beat out of him.
Yeah. And then also how certain things lined up. Like he had, if you look closely, there's a scene where you get to see the front of his refrigerator, and on the front is a picture magnet of Marilyn Monroe in the scene that was recreated in his dream sequence, where she was in the pool and like her leg is up.
Yeah, I missed that.
Okay, so that, you know, that was kind of interesting. And then also the Playboy that he owns with that blue color, the bluish color in the front.
Yeah.
That's how the one billionaire mogul girl, it's the same pose that she died. What it means, I don't know, but I just thought it was neat.
Okay.
I just like to notice things that I don't know what they mean.
I was thinking about there's two, I recall two scenes, but there might have been more, where the women wind up barking.
Yeah, the whole barking thing.
And this is a stretch, because I was thinking about it, and I realized that there must be something to it. And so the only thing I was wondering is what tied me back into him being the dog killer was his taking his aggressions out on dogs, because he ties dogs to women.
Okay.
And that his frustration with women, right now at least, manifests itself in the murder of dogs, his anger towards women.
Uh-huh.
And because it hasn't blossomed into yet him killing women. Which is where they said, I think they brought it up in the movie, I thought, where that people who kill animals like dogs eventually segue into killing people. It's not a big step. So,
oh yeah, and he did say that. Yes.
And so he sees he's tied his anger towards the dogs, which is really anger towards women.
Yeah.
But it's a first step, and it's an easier step than killing a person.
That's a wonderful point. And then, now, by no means am I taking credit for this theory. I saw it online. Someone had said that the naked owl lady.
Yeah, I wanted more of her.
She's actually representing suicide. So she will come when you are at your lowest moment. Which, you could throw that theory out there and would make sense, because you had the little magazine creator, comic creator.
Yeah.
It's possible he was at his lowest and she came to visit, and then when she visited Andrew Garfield's character, he had, I believe, just learned that he was going to be evicted. Or he was going to be evicted the next day.
Was that when the cop came?
Yes, and let him have one more day. It's possible. It's a neat theory.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You could keep watching this movie and kind of peel back different things and be like, oh, okay, maybe this is what this kind of means.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So that's Under the Silver Lake. They don't tie everything up with a bow at the end.
No, not everything. They leave a lot of questions.
Yeah, which is fun. I like that. Every movie doesn't have to be that way. And now on both the Blu-ray and the DVD, you have two featurettes. The first one is What Lies Under the Silver Lake, production design. That one runs just over 10 minutes, and they talk to the production designer. He talks about the look of the film, the color palettes they chose to go with. It was good. I recommend watching both these featurettes. And then the other one is Beautiful Spectre, musical neo-noir. Runs just over 9 minutes. And there they talk to the composer of the film. And once again, their process of finding what sound they wanted to go with the film. And it's a good score as well.
Yeah, I thought of backtracking, but the only other thing that I came up with thinking about the movie last night and this morning was that the name of the rock group that they kept seeing, it was like Jesus and the Vampire Brides or some such thing. And then the pirate with the eye patch.
Yes.
And then tying it in with the old man and the music and how he kind of gave a lot of the story. the backstory to
Yes.
Garfield. Really, that if any of that's to be believed, then really this, and as the lead singer of the Jesus Group said, how their top songs he didn't write, he was given them with the secret messages in them, etc. So, anyways, I was thinking that he really, the people at the top, have created this rock group to get a select segment of, which appeared to be mostly women, young girls, 18 to 23, 4 years old, to attract them. So they had a crop from which to harvest the women that they utilized for the rich people. Because then the pirate came and he felt them out and enticed them over some time, because they didn't just take them and go right that night.
Right.
They had to be talked into it and introduced to it and familiarized with it and talked into thinking, this is something I want to do. And so it was almost like a pirate, like how they used to Shanghai crew for their boats. So they would go and actually knock them over the head, and they'd wake up on the boat in the middle of the sea, and they'd have no choice but to do what they've done.
Oh, that's good.
So I
Good.
was trying to tie together the silliness, the quasi silliness of the pirate with the eye patch.
Yes.
But definitely the music with what the piano player, old man, said.
Yeah.
The messages, and really it was all just to gather a group from which to harvest the young ladies.
Huh. See? You keep thinking about it, it's like, oh my gosh, this could mean this, and
What
this
do
could
you
mean... That's wonderful. That's a great point.
Because they don't need to go anywhere else. It's a captive audience of people that are already predisposed to like that music, the message that's in the music, and what they'd be doing for a higher power by giving themselves to one of these other guys to go back into the bunker.
Yeah. Wow. Bravo. That's good. You know, then you could start looking at little things in the background. Like if you start looking at the posters.
Yeah, I missed a lot of that.
In the background of like Andrew Garfield's apartment and the blonde girl. The blonde girl's poster was How to Marry a Millionaire.
I did see that one.
And then going back to our sociopath thought, most of Andrew Garfield's posters in his apartment were Universal monsters. Does that mean he's a monster?
That's how I take it at first glance.
Maybe. Also, the use of animals. There were a lot of animals featured in the film, and I don't believe on accident.
No. And for the life of me, I have, the one thing that's been bugging the crap out of me that I cannot figure out is in the very beginning, the squirrel.
Yes. If anyone's seen the film, what is with the squirrel at the beginning? We can't figure that out. Or if there's something to figure out with the squirrel.
There must, they say with the captions on, that there's a
mechanical whirring.
The only thing I could come up with was that, and it's loose, I grant you that, but it was that he was being spied on, or one of the girls, the lady in the apartment, the topless lady, somebody was watching him with a drone.
Oh.
Either he, maybe not even him.
Yeah.
It might have been one of the girls. There's plenty of the girl. There was the topless lady with the birds, and that it clipped the. But then again, I don't know enough about what do they call them, drones.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about drones to know if they're powerful enough to do that.
Oh.
I would think so, especially those big ones.
And maybe that's why they showed us that the drone is capable of sitting still later on in the film.
Oh yeah, it can sit completely still.
And just sitting. And maybe that's what was going on. There was a drone up there, the squirrel got too close, it got clipped and fell out.
And then fell out.
Maybe. I like that.
That's
something.
The only thing I can come up with. Because nothing else, I can't even come up with anything convoluted that makes sense.
Okay, that, you're on it. I come up with nonsense. You come up with solid theories. I love it. Yeah, but the whole animal thing, I mean, you've got the parrots, you've got the squirrel, you've got the dogs, you've got the owl, you've got the coyote, you've got the skunks, you've got the fruit striped gum that features a zebra.
Oh, I missed that altogether.
Several dinosaurs on shirts, the Ford Mustang that he drives, the rabbit that the girls drive, and then also they talked about the cult of the whale, but I didn't look into that. Now I got to use my feet to get this. Ugh. But that's Under the Silver Lake. I really highly recommend checking it out. Do you recommend it?
I recommend it.
Not much going on with inside. You know, just the disc. You got a little bit different cover art, and that's it.
I give it an A on a lot of levels.
Yeah.
It was definitely unique. It was just refreshing. You didn't know where the hell it was going.
No.
Which is refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of being unique. But, you know, I particularly am not an Andrew Garfield fan. I'm not a fan of his. But really, what's that from? Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Primarily?
Yeah, and they had a couple Spider-Man comics in there, too.
I liked him in this.
Mm-hmm.
He did a good job. But I recommend seeing it. I want to watch it again. Maybe not tonight, but in a few days.
Yeah. And I think this is an A24 film, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you're correct.
Let me double check. It's put out by Lionsgate, but I think it's A24. Yeah, I put A24 on here. I like a lot of stuff that they put out. You know, it's more original. But that's it. We're just gonna chill. We got a couple errands to run on Father's Day.
I know.
Your day.
And I'm running errands.
You wouldn't let me drive.
No, because the only time you've tried to drive and record was a death event.
No, it was not a death event.
Sweetheart.
Yes.
It's bullshit and it's dangerous.
Listen,
It's
my
bullshit.
eyes were on the road.
No, they weren't. You kept...
I wasn't messing with the camera. I was not. That's a big fat lie.
So hot.
That's a cute dog. Alright, you guys. Hope you have a wonderful Father's Day. Hope you have a wonderful
Sunday.
And we will be back soon. We got weird news coming up. We haven't done
news.
Holy cow, when was the last time we've done a weird news?
I don't know, but you have to include bikini top babes cleaning their boats.
That's not weird news. That's just something you want to see.
No, not me.
Alright, take care. We will catch you guys next time.
Bye.